What up? What up? What's good, everybody? We back for another episode of Uncommon Commentators. Of course, yes. If you are watching, yes, I'm always grooving to the intro music. It's just again good feel good music. Of course, I am joined by my dog Antoine. What's good with you, man?
I'm blessed, man. Happy to be here. Playoff season is the postseason, best season. So I got a lot to talk about, most definitely. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The play-ins have kicked off and already have got some controversy going on. Haven't and some actual good games. So we'll, to say the least, I'm pretty. Actually, no, I'm not. This is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the standings. So I'm not necessarily shocked that we're getting good games out of it. It's just more so some of the outcomes. But we'll discuss here in a sec. Look, I'm kind of playing injured. I got them shots in my back yesterday, and Jesus, I'm just sore. I'm fucking sore, dude. My back is so sore.
What you been doing all day? Just laying down?
That's it. Fucking laying down from the bed to the couch. That is it, dude. That's pretty much all I could do. I mean, I'm moving around, so like I did walk to the mailbox. I had some clothing come in that I ordered, but that's probably been the most I've done today. Outside
So
of that,
your wife
I
drove
can't.
you home from the hospital and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Oh
Got
yeah,
you.
because the I guess if you want to call it a procedure I had was a called a abrasion. So pretty much it's like acupuncture. I get 6 shots, 6 injections in my back in 6 different spots.
Jesus.
But with this actual uh with this one compared to the ones I got before, like the needles are a little bit bigger and they use heat. So they pretty much dead the nerves around the areas where I have issues at.
Right.
So it deads the nerves. It'll give me a lot more it gives me a bigger time frame to be without any pain. So instead of me having to get shots every 3 to 4 months, now it'll probably be 6 to 9 months. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just glad. I'm getting these done. It does help a lot. So I can say that it does help. It's just more so the first day, Jesus Christ, them first couple of days, man, I'm cooked.
Do you
But
think there'll ever be a time? Do you think there'll ever be a time where you don't have to do it anymore, or do you think it'll be a lifelong debilitation?
it's not supposed to be a lifelong thing. Like I can't, like I'm going to have to stop taking them for, like I'll have to put it like this. I'll have to stop and then start it back up. Like, so I'll probably do another year of this. And then after this second set of this type of procedure, I'll take a break. I'll take some
Gotcha.
time and see what my back does, and then probably a few months later, probably 3-4 months later, start all over it. Depending on how my back responds.
How you
But
feeling? Right.
to those who are watching, we got the QR code up. Please hit the QR code if you want to follow us. If you want to follow us on socials, also hit up the YouTube page, like the page, subscribe to the page, like this show, comment on the show, get us in the algorithms. But without further ado, we're going to start with something that just hit the scenes today, and we got a report that LUKA and CADE will be eligible for the all NBA, pretty much, the NBA award. Sorry, but they did an appeal, and they're now eligible for all the end of the season awards. The NBA the NBPA agreed Thursday that both would be allowed to bypass the 65 game threshold. Now, I know we talked about this a few episodes ago as far as like what could possibly happen. This was one of them, just due to the fact that they do have a clause in that policy where if a player has extraordinary circumstances, that they'll be allowed to be eligible for these awards if they just so happen to fall short. Now, I think the one thing, and I'll definitely have to look at the rules on that, is how many games are they, pretty much what's the amount of games a player can miss, and they'll still be eligible, because Anthony Edwards, he's played 60 games and he got denied. So
it's crazy. I'm sorry.
the threshold. Now, when we look at both LUKA and CADE, they both LUKA finished with 64 games. He played 64 games throughout the regular season. He ended up missing 2 games in December due to traveling for his child's birth abroad. And then, of course, with Cade Cunningham, he played 63 games. He missed 12 games, suffering that collapsed lung back in mid-March. So, to be honest, I'm glad they did that, because of the fact of how close they were.
Right.
Like I said, with Anthony Edwards, 5 games, although I can see why Anthony Edwards made an appeal for it. So again, my thing is, how many games can you be away from getting your appeal approved? So just hearing that, what's your thoughts as far as what has happened with this?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of interesting. Shout out to Brett Siegel, NBA insider, also a friend. He was saying that he thinks this is a slippery slope, with the way they're basically picking and choosing who they would like to be eligible for awards. So I think it's kind of messed up for Anthony Edwards. Like how you said, he did play 60 games. He was right there. Obviously, he was an All NBA caliber talent this year. I believe he started in the All Star game. So he had an amazing year. Minnesota, they're good again this year. So I think he ticked every box to be that All NBA shooting guard, which he likely would have been the one on the All NBA first team as the best shooting guard in the league, either him or Donovan Mitchell. But
yeah, pretty
much. And I think, like, for Anthony, I think it's just really disrespectful, to be honest, because I think they're only giving LUKA that opportunity because how big of a star he is, how popular he is. He led the league in scoring this year.
But we can say the same thing for Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, and that's and see, like, that's what I'm saying. I think it's unfair how LUKA got that treatment and Anthony didn't. So I think, like,
but so now I push back to you. What about Cade? Because Cade's just getting to this point.
And see, I was gonna it's more so about the circumstances. I said this last time when we were last time Garrett was here, about how Cade dealing with a collapsed lung. How often do we see that? We never see that. Like, how often does that happen in the NBA?
Right.
It rarely does. I don't think I've ever seen a collapsed lung for an injury diagnosis. So that off the rip was 100 in a million. 1 in a million, really, especially with who it happened to. And I think for a kid, it was the circumstances, like the stars aligned for it. He's the captain of the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference as an All NBA point guard, having an MVP caliber season, and he gets hit with what I just said, a 1 in a million injury. So I think that he absolutely deserved it. Out of all 3 of them, Cade definitely deserved it the most. His team is the best out of all 3 of those teams. And I thought, like, again, like, because LUKA's an MVP candidate too, but Cade, he was the one that had a truly remarkable, extraordinary injury. LUKA had a hamstring. We see hamstrings all the time, literally all the time.
But his came up again. His just so happened to come up at the end of the season. So
at the end of the season, for sure.
Now my question would be, what was Anthony Edwards like rebuttal as far as, or his case? What was his case
Yeah,
to
mhm.
put in for his appeal?
And see, the thing is, like, I'm not even trying to sound like self-destructive. I think only Cade Cunningham deserved it. I think only he deserved it. I think, because I get it. Like, you got injured at the finish line, but I mean, you still got hurt. These games are a part of it. Some of the last games in the season are the most important because you're trying to pad your home, like your home court advantage in the playoffs. So, Anthony missed like 11 games. So it was devastating to them. Minnesota, like that run at the end of the season, the Lakers, we already know how that went for them. And Detroit, they did good without Cade. They were like 8-2 without Cunningham. And they beat the
Mm-hmm.
Lakers without Cunningham. So they were looking really good.
That doesn't say a
Um,
lot.
but not see for me though, like again, because again, that shows how good of a season he was having. I think if we're gonna, because we can't be doing this on the regular, we can't just change the rules for anytime we want for a player we like, we don't like, and stuff like that. Like I said, I think Cade was the only one that deserved it because we never see a collapsed line. Luka shouldn't have gotten it because I mean, I don't want to say they're taking pity, but I mean, like I said, hamstrings happen all the time. I
I
mean,
mean,
hamstrings.
I get what you're saying, but also I get the 1 or 2 games away from meeting the rule, and they allow you to. I can pass on that. It's, I would say, beyond those 2 games, like you have to have some concrete evidence, or
Mhm.
you have to have something concrete to be like, yo, like, to make sure that the NBA and NBPA agree, like, yes,
Right.
this is worth allowing them to bypass the rule
Mhm.
to be eligible for awards.
And even then, man, I really put a stamp on it. I think Luca. I mean, man, like let's be real. Like I get it because you said like what Luca played 64 games, so he was right there. He
Hmm.
was
Yeah,
literally
that's what
right.
I'm saying.
Like he was right there. I get it. For Anthony's case, because he's the odd man out, quote unquote. 5 games is a lot, man. 5 games
It
is a
is.
lot. That,
It
that that could
is.
be do or die for a team. 5 games can get you, especially in the Western Conference, from like the 6th seed to the 3rd. So the second,
I
that's how.
think
Hmm.
I think if he had played like 62 games, he may have had more of
63,
a
something
fight.
like that. 5 games is
63,
a
of
lot.
course. That's why I said 63, of course. 62, again, you might have a fighting chance.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know. Again, we have no clue what the process is or what they look at when it comes to looking at that clause and taking that stuff into consideration.
And I think that was likely the differentiator. That was the deciding factor. It was the fact he played 60 games. Luca was right there at the right at the free throw line, at the finish
That
line.
finish.
Like for real, like he was right there, about to be done, man. Like, and I get it. Like you drive to the left, you catch a hamstring, you drop the ball. Like, what can you do about that? He flew
Yeah,
out to Europe like the next day because they know what the situation is. They know they're gonna. And the moment he hopped on the plane, I already knew it was some steroid or like some stem cell stuff, and that's
yeah.
exactly what it was. So for that, like I said, Luca, he was right there. So I get it. I don't think it's fair, but I get it. I'm not gonna act like I
I
can't see
mean,
why.
it's in the clause. So I mean, again, I again, we have no clue what gets discussed in when it comes to these arbitrations and stuff like that. So I don't want to make it seem like, oh, we know hands down, like, nah, we don't know a damn thing, just like the rest of y'all.
Not at all.
But um again, with Luca, like you said, with Luca being at 64 games, right there at the finish line, I understand why they said, okay, you know what, that's fine. Same with
Hmm.
Cade. Cade, like you said, something abnormal happened. So we get it with Cade. But again, I don't know. Again, what was Anthony Edwards uh what was his push to the NBA and NBPA to say, hey, I want to get, I need y'all to clear me so I can get, so I can be eligible as well. I don't know. Again, don't know what his fight was. Don't know what he said. What him and his agent or attorney said
Yeah.
to them, but it is what it is.
He's definitely gonna make a case about it in the coming days. He's not gonna let it just die like that. Like the
I mean, he
awards.
ain't got no choice. The award. So the awards the ballots got sent out today as we record. They got sent out today, and they're due back tomorrow, which is Friday. Unless you about to pull a fucking rabbit out the hat between now and Friday morning, it's a wrap. Just take the L. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. I mean, even then, like I get it. Like it's messed up, man. Because like you go this hard for the all season, you get hit with a knee injury. That's when it comes just down to basketball. Like it can happen to anyone. He got hurt. 5 games is a lot. LUKA, on the other hand, he therefore played more games than Anthony Edwards. He was there for his team more. We don't know how pivotal those 4 more games that LUKA played, how pivotal they could have been. He's averaging more points than Anthony. All of that, So, I mean, this is what it is. It's unfortunate, but I think those 4 games they did it for sure because that's a normal injury. It's a hamstring. Cade Cunningham, he's above all of this. He's exclusive to this. He had a collapsed lung. He had every right to get that call. I think Luka Doncic, that was the one that really was scratching heads because that's when it opened up the door for Anthony. But then, like I said, Luka's played more games than him. So I think, that's the deciding factor. Anthony, he only plays 60 games. And like we said, 5 games is a lot, most definitely.
Oh, yeah. Wanted to highlight that. Like I said, ballots are due back Friday. They'll do the usual rollout for awards throughout the
playoff week.
Throughout the playoffs. So of course later at the end of this month, going into May, we'll start seeing the announcements of winners of individual awards, and then the all NBA, all defense, and all rookie teams. They'll get announced after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is tough rule.
It's
it is what
up.
it
It is, man.
It is what it is.
It sucks.
I mean, but also, this is what the CBA agreement was. So I mean, the players can't be mad.
Before we end on it, like, do you?
The players can't be mad.
Now that we're seeing it have this kind of effect, though, how do you feel about the 65 game rule now? Now that it's having stuff like this come out, and
I mean,
this can affect NBA history.
I said it in the previous episode. I like the 65 game rule. Get y'all ass out there and fucking play. I mean, now again, when it comes to injuries, that's something that they got to figure out. The NBA and NBPA. I got to figure that shit out. That is not on me. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, as a fan of the game, I want to see players play. I want to see my stars play. I want to see everybody that's healthy and available get their ass out there and play.
Sure.
Again, this is an entertainment business. Y'all get paid to entertain people like us. Get y'all ass out there. Get y'all ass out there and go hoop. Get out there and go hoop. That's it. That's all I want.
I agree.
That's as a fan. Again, as a fan, go hoop. That's it. If you are hurt, it's one thing. If you are injured, it's another. But all in all, go out there and go hoop. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, like, you're right. I mean, because it's just crazy because it's a basketball on such a massive, colossal level. Like, dudes can't when I was reading an article and it said Kobe Buffkin, former Atlanta Hawk, now former Laker after getting waived. They said like he broke his thumb when it got caught in a jersey. So like it got caught in someone's jersey and like it ripped, like it bent his thumb back. And like I'm thinking the fact shit like that can happen.
It happens, dog.
On a bat, but not like at that level. It's like it's different than just like when you jam your finger on a ball. Like I get it, that shit hurts like hell. That can really mess you up.
But again, all that can happen at any level, whether fucking grade school, high school, college, pros. Like you said, getting your thumb caught in somebody's jersey, that happens. Now, you don't hear about it a lot, but it happens.
And it's just because it's just like, the dudes out there, they're already specimens within their own right. 6'8", 6'9". You're not seeing a human being walk around Walmart like that. Most of the time, they are somewhere doing something with that body, with that that gift, So the fact these dudes I get it. It's basketball. We watch it every day. It is what it is. But I think it cannot be underestimated how devastating those injuries can be, man. Like for a 7-footer dealing with a broken foot.
It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game.
I can only imagine what Yao Ming was going through. He's taller than Wembanyama. Yao Ming, right. He was taller than Wemby. And that ruined his career, man. So I think and obviously, Yao wasn't active like that near the end of the season, all his career really. So when it comes to this, and it's funny because I'm gonna bring it back around to the rule because Yao Ming was making the All-Star game without even touching the floor for real. He was that popular.
That was a popularity contest right there. So
he wasn't even touching the floor making the All-Star game.
It still is in a sense when it comes to All-Star game. But moving on, we gotta move on.
Sure.
The play-ins have started. It started Tuesday night. I did not get to watch the Tuesday games live because of course I was doing my job. I was doing my job as a producer. That's the MW. Right? Come on now.
Always. More important.
So, but I did get to run it back today. Coin flip. Which game you want to start with?
Definitely. Miami and Houston. I mean, not Houston. Charlotte. Jesus. Miami and Charlotte for sure. Miami and Charlotte.
All right. So we had Miami and Charlotte. Of course. Look, I know why. I already know why you want to talk about Miami and Charlotte because, of course, there was some controversy. We made to me made the decision of the game, but we'll get to that in just a sec. But the Charlotte Hornets defeat the Miami Heat 127-126 in overtime. That was a hell of a game. Yeah. Hell of a game to watch.
Absolutely.
I don't even know who you point fingers at as far as who you want to show love to, especially on the Charlotte side. For me, my guy Kobe White. I've been high on Kobe White since he came out of Carolina. Even when he got drafted to the Bulls, I was like, yes, Kobe White. I felt like Kobe White is a very, very, very good point guard for any team to have. And he had some moments in his game, had some heat checks. I was like, yo, are you kidding me? And even at the end of the game to hit that 3-point, I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? Because even between him and Tyler Hero, both of them hit shots that it was like, yo, how the fuck y'all hit that?
Tyler from the corner.
Right. I was like, yo, how the hell did y'all hit that?
Turning around, that shit was so
man. Shout out to you, dog. We're gonna get to Warriors and Clippers in just a bit. Give us a minute. But yeah, I was third. The game was very entertaining, but of course, early in the game, Bam gets injured. By a I'm gonna call it what it is. That shit was dirty as fuck. That shit was dirty, dog. I said this in the other chat, in one of my chats. I was like, that motherfucker Melo looked back at Bam and said, "Sweep the leg," and definitely did that part, which is bullshit because you can't say it wasn't intentional because you you look like you've done this. Actually, you've done it before, and I think you did it again in the game, in the same game. Like you did something similar in this game. So it's bullshit because that affected, to me, this affected the game. Because you take Bam he no longer plays in this game. So now the Heat have to, of course, they have to do what all teams do. They have to adjust. But taking Bam out of the game was major. That was major. And this not to get called, and then it sucks that they couldn't even replay it because it wasn't called, is bullshit as well. So what are your thoughts on the game, and what are your thoughts when it comes to that incident?
Man, where to start? So I definitely want to start out with the game, the positive note. I'll be quite honest. Like like I always say, like you've been watching longer than me, and stuff like that. I started watching hardcore when I was like 12 years old because I was when LeBron was in Miami. This was probably top 5, one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Watching basketball, I don't give a fuck like about what anyone else has to say about it. It was to the point where the Hornets only won by 1 point. That's how crazy it is. Some games don't have to go to quadruple overtime for you to, like, some games aren't like that. Sometimes like it just plays out in front of you. And for me to see all of the momentum shifts and all these players, when you're forced to make big shot after big shot after big shot, that's when, like, you're seeing like world class basketball players. Like it's like how you said Tyler shot that. It was that first 3-pointer when he faded out of bounds.
Yeah,
He missed it. And a lot of people were shitting on him on Twitter and stuff like that, and he comes back the next possession and hits that crazy.
Same motherfuckers who couldn't hit that shot either. But go ahead, my bad.
He hits that shit. That shit was cash money, wet. You feel me? And I'm thinking, yo, these dudes, they work on that shit all the time. I don't think there's ever a shot they take where they really feel like they cannot make it, like truly. So when he turned around and he made the next corner, that next 3-ball from the corner, turning around like that, I'm like, nah, yo, this is like an all-timer we're witnessing right now. When you see miraculous shot after miraculous shot leading to how you mentioned, the Kobe White 3-pointer coming off the inbound, they're down. Miami was up. He runs off. I mean, it was like 12.9 seconds. He got it up in literally 2 seconds like that to get it and it's just the fact you're off balance and shit and you let it go that quick. You got your form and all, like, you got to practice that shit.
Hey, a lot of it's skill. Some of that is luck.
But see for me though, like, man, when you're there's certain instances where I just say 3 words, yo: professional basketball player. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's certain times where you hit certain things that make me go, nah, that's why you get paid $50 million, $20 million, $100 million to play a sport that there are women and children and men playing right now for free. There's people out there who hoop 7 hours a day for free. So that kind of stuff shows me why the NBA is so special. And to see shot after shot like that, it truly was amazing. And it really, because I want to talk to you about this too. It showed me how good the play-in can really be. Those elimination games, because that was the 9th and the 10th seed that were going at it. So they have to win another game just to make the playoffs. So I thought it showed how good the play-in tournament, how good it's going to be in the future. And to get to the LaMelo stuff, I agree with you. After the game, he said he got hit on the head and he didn't really know where he was when he was on the floor like that. That's what he said in the post game.
Right. You're not finna piss on my leg and tell me that it's raining. We'll go ahead.
I mean, I get it. We saw a similar thing when Jason Tatum had really fouled LeBron James when LeBron went for that layup. In the post game, Jason said the whole fourth quarter was a blur. You feel me? So
because he knew he fouled.
He fouled him. He knew he touched his arm. He knew when LeBron was passing, like, 100%. He knew he touched his arm. He knew exactly what he did. He didn't say anything. Those dudes want to win at all costs, bro. And for that, I agree with you, Wiley. I thought it was kind of not kind of. I mean, it was dirty. You feel me? It was unfortunate. It did affect the game. It's kind of crazy because they lost by 1. So what they would have won if they had Bam, maybe that is their best player.
The game is completely different if Bam is still in this game.
For sure. Yeah, the physicality, the rim protection, the offensive rebounding, everything. I agree. Even on that point, I do think, it was deliberate. It was unfortunate. It ended Miami's season. You feel me?
Yeah.
This was what it was, but I did want to say, I wanted to give flowers to Miles Bridges. I thought he played great that game.
Yeah, he had a hell of a game.
That one layup he took baseline when he that shit was just crazy, and we hadn't seen the Queen City filled like that. I hadn't seen that many Charlotte Hornet fans in so long.
Arena. It's hard to fill the stadium up when the team is playing like ass on a year-to-year basis. But they finally got it turned around. I do like the fact that the Hornets are actually a decent squad. Mm-hmm. It was going to be their time sooner or later. There we go. Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of the right words. I didn't want to, but yeah, their time has finally gotten here. As far as, when I say that, I mean their time has gotten here to the point where they are now becoming a playoff team.
Indeed.
Now, yes, this is the play-in. I know that. I call this the battle of the mids because all y'all are mid. If y'all weren't mid, y'all wouldn't be in the play-in. but to see, especially for Charlotte had a great turnaround in their season. Late in this season, they've had some ups and downs for the most part, but over this past month and a half, it seems like everything just kind of came to, and they got to the point where here we are now, where they have to play another game tonight
just to get in, man.
They play another game tonight. Are they playing right now?
I think it's Friday. It's Friday night.
Oh, my bad.
It's Friday. It's tomorrow.
So they play the Magic tomorrow, which we'll get to that game in just a sec. But Miles Bridges had a great game. Brandon Miller, he had a solid game. LaMelo Ball traveled on that layup. I ain't gonna hold you.
The one at the end when he he
that
shit was crazy, man.
He had a nice little hop on that. Also, before he even got to that game-winning layup, why are we fouling? Like, why are we playing such aggressive defense on Tyler Hero, who hit that three that we talked about? What are we doing? Let him shoot that. Let him shoot that. Mm-hmm. But he made up for it. He got the game winning layup. Well, yeah, he got the game winning layup. Miles Bridges got the game winning block.
That was crazy.
To call game. I think that either him or Brandon Miller, one of them was going to get that. They was going to pin that to the glass. But shout out to the Hornets. Like you said, definitely good to see them get this win. Again, get ready to play the Orlando Magic, who we will talk about them next.
And I will say,
no. Let's not talk about them next. Let's keep with the Tuesday. Yeah. Let's stick with Tuesday. But go ahead and say your last piece.
Man, I think it should be, they should get their flowers too. Because Colin Kneppel, he played bad. He played really, really bad that game. Yeah, he did not show up. Charles Lee benched him in the fourth quarter. He never saw the court ever again after that. He shot like 0-6 from three.
Hey, it happens. It happens. It happens. Yeah, let's see. Damn it. Where's my guy?
Because I don't want to say
6
like
points. Yeah, he was 0 for 6 from 3, 2 for 12 from the floor. Yeah, he did not have a good game. Had
I
a
don't want to say
terrible
like
game.
it kind of levels the playing field because Bam got hurt. But
Hell no, that doesn't level the playing field. What? No.
I mean, because Bam, like he gives Miami defense, rebounding, and
he
scoring.
gives them
On the
everything
inside.
he gives them everything that they need. He gives
And
them
for
everything that
time,
they need.
I mean that he averages what, like 18 points a game. That's at least a sniper. That's imagine if he makes 4 of those 6 threes. I mean, like, yo, like for real.
Still not the same as missing Bam.
I do, but I mean,
it's not the same. It is not the same.
For what?
We're not gonna do this. We're not doing this.
I mean, it's not. I'm not comparing the players, but they both are massive contributions to their teams. Constantinople is a massive. They're the same team from last year.
But one had a bad shooting night. The other one got injured for the entire game, pretty much the entire game.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I get it. Like
it's not the fucking same. We're not doing this. On to the Blazers and the Suns. We're not doing.
That was a great game too. That was a great game too.
Our boy that we talk, Denny, how you pronounce his last name? Abdihav.
Like an H, yeah.
Here's my thing.
He's taking over.
I'm going to give him all of his flowers, but this is more so aimed at the Phoenix Suns. This man went to his right hand every chance he got, and y'all is just like, you know what, you got it. You can have your right hand. So at some point, somebody had to, one of the head coach, the assistant coach, the assistant to the somebody on that bench had been like, yo, make this motherfucker go left, push him to the left, take away that right hand, because he would every time, and it did not matter if he was going to the basket, if he was shooting a jumper, he would, even if you played him on the right side, he would in and out you, they would bite, and he takes off to the right, laying it up, or takes off to the right, jump. Like, dog, that's basic basketball right there. For me, shit, that's basic basketball. Hey, if somebody's dominant in one hand, you attempt to take that hand away. Yes, I know he's a professional, but guess what? Y'all are professionals too.
It's true. I agree.
So, as much love as we gave the damn Suns a few episodes ago, golly, man,
it's a bad loss. Yeah, it hurt, man, for sure.
I didn't expect it to go down like this, but also they definitely overachieved with this team. So I'm not too upset with the Suns.
And they have another game.
Yeah, they do have another game, but still,
like Golden State.
I felt like they should have won this game. They should have. And had I bet, I definitely would have put my money on them to win this game. Because I'm like, dude, like y'all have proven throughout the season that y'all are actually a pretty good complete team. Like everybody knows their role. Y'all have your star player in Devin Booker, and everybody else, just all the other pieces just fit. And y'all were doing it from the defensive side of things. Like, y'all cause havoc on defense, turn it into offense. Like, y'all did that all season, and then we get to this game and fucking one man fucking kills y'all pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
Dog, he had 41.
Yeah. Yeah, like 9 assists. Yeah.
12
assists. Yeah. Yes.
And shout out to my guy Drew Holiday. I like Drew. He's a very good point guard to me. I like Drew's game. He had 21, 4, and 4. But dog, again, also Jeremy Grant sighting. I did not see that coming. He had a solid 16.
Nah, it was a good game. Continue. You were still going. Continue.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, but overall, it was a very good game. Pretty much went down to the wire. Shout out to the Blazers for getting the job done. And Suns, they have another game coming up with the Warriors, who we'll talk about here in a sec.
Yeah, I look forward to talking about that Golden State game because they don't want to see Golden State in an elimination scenario. But nah, for Portland, I thought it was a coming out party for Denny. He made the All-Star game this year. He's officially their franchise player, taking the torch from Damian Lillard. And it's pretty interesting because Damian is still technically on the roster. He's just hurt this year. He will be back next year. So I do look forward to seeing them play together. This is low-key the best teammate Damian's ever had during his era. I mean,
Whoa, whoa,
I said,
whoa,
wait, no,
whoa,
no, hold on,
whoa.
hold on, hold on. Yeah, he had LaMarcus Aldridge. He had LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, post that, after that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, like I know you had LaMarcus Aldridge, man. Yeah, what's Steph? What's Steph? Oh yeah. 7-time All-Star.
Like, hold up.
For sure. And I know Denny, again, man, it's just really the biggest thing and surprise about his game to me. Just how well-rounded he is now. His ability to get everyone else involved while also being a dynamic scorer. He can shoot at all three levels, whether getting to his mid-range, he could shot creator, he could do step back threes. And you saw it over and over how good he is at driving, the way he's able to absorb contact as a point forward. I think he's looking really good. He was the 9th overall pick. Washington, there was a crazy trade looking back on it. He could very well be their franchise player right now if they never give up on him too early. But I do think Portland was the better fit for him, having veterans like Jeremy Grant, like Drew Holiday now, and like I said, Damian Lillard now. Having all these veterans, it's going to be great for Denny to really take the torch as he hits 25, 26, stuff like that. So I thought it was a coming out party. They're going to the playoffs. The reward is the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
Drew Holiday was answering questions after the game, and they asked him, "How do you even prepare for a team like that?" You just watch film. You watch film, and you get in the locker room, you start to run practices, and that's it. But he did say watch film was the most important thing. So that's a hard series in the first round. So we'll see how it goes. But for this game, I enjoyed it. It was another down to the wire game. It wasn't as dramatic because Deni Avdija did take over straight up, became the best player on the floor. So that's it, man. It's a good game. Another example of the play-in delivering, most definitely.
Yep.
I mean, I feel you on Phoenix side, man, because I feel like on paper, they're low-key more talented, especially with Damian being out for Portland all year. I do think that
It wasn't even more talented. It's just more so the way that they've looked throughout the season. Like they look like like I said, they look like a complete team. And to me, if you have a complete team, you should be able to, I won't necessarily say dominate, but at the very least, you should have been able to handle the Portland Trailblazers, who seem to still be kind of figuring this thing out a little bit.
Yep. And it's cool because I agree with what you said, how they're figuring it out. It's cool because they finally have direction now. It was kind of rocky, having your franchise player be a 35-year-old Damian. He's still playing great, but I mean, come on now, like you got to be real about it. So you got to look 10 years down the road. They have Denny. He completed that milestone of making the All-Star game. He was in there, no injury replacement, no nothing. He was in there on a lower seeded team, so he is that good of a player. So I'm excited to see what he's going to turn into. He has all the tools to become a perennial All-Star, like 5, 6, 7-time guy. He's young. He has the body for it, the skill, everything. And I think he's going to continue to get better. You can tell like him on the floor when how ferocious, he's screaming at the refs and his stuff like that. His competitiveness is going to guarantee. Yeah, I thought he was gonna when he was saying that's a fucking foul and shit like that. I thought they were gonna tee him up right there. He's cursing at them. I agree 100%. He was looking like LUKA, the way he was his eyes, and like he was like for real. Like he was just really. I get it, man. These dudes want to win at all costs, especially in an elimination scenario. So it's a good game. All good games for the play-in. I enjoyed Tuesday night thoroughly. It was crazy getting two good games back to back like that. It was crazy. And then on Wednesday, same thing. So especially with
Yep.
that Golden State and Clippers. So
But yeah,
yeah, man.
so now we got the Magic and the 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
The Magic, another team who we thought earlier in the season would be at the very least a top 5 team, and here we are in the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are in the play-in, and yeah, it just the Magic look out of whack the entire game. Like they at the beginning, of course, they were in it, but then the 76ers got going. VJ Escom, he played a big role. Of course, Tyrese Maxey did Tyrese Maxey things carrying the team. But for the 76ers, they got points and pretty much overall assistance from everybody that they needed to get
Yep.
assistance from, whether it was Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr., like I said, VJ, even fucking Andre Drummond comes in and gives you a double. Like you get these players at the right time when you need them, and they show up and they help take over the game. Of course, later on late in the game, but still, the Magic, man, I just thought I thought they were going to be such a better team with Franz, Paolo, and Desmond Bain, and then you got Jalen Suggs. Dog, Jalen, 37 minutes, 4 points. What's going on, my guy? Yikes! I mean, hell, Paolo didn't even shoot well. 7 for 22, 0 for 5 from 3. They just looked out of whack that
I
entire game.
agree. Nah, they look like a team who's not listening to their head coach. That's what it looks like. It looks like a team that's waiting for their head coach to
Be
be
doing
fired.
that. I've been saying this. You get them fired after the season's over with. Hell, y'all in the play-in already. At least go out there and give all the. I mean, do you want to? Because that would be my thing as a coach. Do you want to be here or not? I don't give a fuck if you want me fired. I don't give a fuck if you want me fired. You can do that shit during the off season if that's the case. But do you want to be here or not? Because you fucking wasting my time.
And like I get it, man. Like I feel for Jamal Mosley. I get it. Like that's fucking hard, man. When you lose a locker room of grown men, they all got egos. They're all millionaires. I mean, it's hard, man. All these dudes are used to being like at one point when they were in high school, they were that fucking guy. When they were in college,
this is the
them,
NBA. Everybody can't be that guy.
for sure. I'm just saying, like, I don't think people understand how hard it is for these coaches. They're not coaching teenagers, they're coaching other grown men, man. And it's unfortunate. He lost the team. He was with them last year. Orlando was looking pretty good last year. We thought they would take a leap, and it went the opposite direction,
Right.
And I think for this, the biggest discussion coming out of this was that can Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner really work together? They're two forwards. A lot of people want to build around Franz instead of Paulo. I do remember last season when Paulo was out, Franz was averaging like 24.7 points per game as the guy for the Magic. He did get an extension, about $224 million from the Magic, so he is locked in. Of course, Paulo did, but Franz, I think they're about to turn the direction towards him. He could be a franchise player.
As they should, to be honest.
I agree.
Let's be real. Let's be real. You have two forwards. One who was there before in Paulo. Paulo was there first. You was making a name for yourself. They bring in Franz.
Rookie of the year.
And the thing was from the outside looking in, we're looking at it like, yo, they have two really good bigs that could possibly play with each other if, of course, if they have the right coaching and guidance. they can be a force. And it looked like you said last year. It looked that way. Granted, yeah, Paulo got injured. Franz stepped up, did what he was supposed to do, and Orlando kept everything moving. But then you get to this season, it's like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? Like, why can't y'all keep this consistent? Why can't y'all keep the winning at a consistent pace? And it was just one of those seasons where you have an up and down season, and of course, the first person to go is the coach.
Yeah, man, and it's unfortunate because I think Mosley probably does have good habits, good morals, for the locker room. It's just for this, I think it starts with Paulo Banchero. He obviously took a step back this season. He even, that whole message came out, when we had the interview, and they asked him about not making the All-Star team, and he said he had to take a good look in the mirror, and he told himself, you don't deserve to be an All-Star this year, and at least that's him taking accountability for, maybe his on-court weaknesses. But I think when a player like Paulo, who was averaging the numbers that he was last season, comes back this year and he plateaus or even declines at an extremely young age, it's something he's doing off the floor. He has yes men around him. I'm not calling his work ethic into question, but I definitely think he's not working as hard as he was back in the summer of 2022.
You're gonna say something? Yeah, something happened. Something happened
for sure,
because that shit's night and day.
And you could, the biggest thing you could point out to, of course, him getting that, his contract and stuff like that. I get it. He's a franchise player. He signed a $239 million deal with the Magic. So that money's guaranteed. It doesn't matter how much they regret it. They cannot.
That shit is like toilet tissue, man. The way they move these players now, it don't matter.
Yeah. And I get it. I do think they're gonna, I don't know, man. That contract, it might be hard to get him off. If that's the case, you can't get no.
We'll be surprised because we said the same shit for damn LUKA and damn what's the name?
But you can't compare LUKA to Paulo. You can't.
No, we're talking about contracts. We're not talking about the player. We're talking about contracts. Those contracts are up there.
For sure. I mean, I do think that it's gonna be hard though for them to get off that 239.
If a team wants a player,
they're
gonna get him up out of there, even if they gotta include 2 or 3 teams in the process. They're gonna get his ass up out of there.
For sure.
And we're not saying that Orlando's they're going to trade Paulo. We're just saying in general, if Orlando wanted Paulo gone, they would figure it out. They would find somebody dumb enough. Kings.
Nah,
they will find a dummy like the Kings to fucking pull the trigger.
For sure. Like it would have to be a situation where they still believe in him. They could still, and I do think that would be the best situation for him. Getting traded would obviously light a massive fire under the former All-Star, the 2-time All-Star. I think that he took a step back off getting the money. And I think he probably doesn't like the situation anymore. I think he doesn't like playing under the head coach. I can imagine how it feels. You going into work every day with a supervisor that you hate. And he's giving you directions every day, all that. I get it, man. I get it, so that's the only thing I could really point to.
That's what you also got to do as the employee.
Absolutely, be professional.
You gotta perform. You gotta
absolutely
perform.
I agree.
Yes, we've been there. We've been there, like you said, we've been there where we've worked for somebody that we couldn't stand. And guess what? We showed the fuck up every day because guess what? We got to get this bread.
Absolutely. I agree. And I think for this, because as we got to find a resolution to this. I do think moving forward, Orlando, because we do have another chance to make the playoffs, but this team, it just will not offer any long-term stability. I think one of the 2 stars will likely get traded this offseason. And if I had to say, it's definitely not going to be Franz. I think he's continued to level up every year he's been here. And I'll be real, European prospects, they're taking over the NBA. 5 of the best players in the world are from Europe. And I think, yeah, I think he's gonna fall in line with being one of those international superstars. You know, I think he could still only get better. Franz is only 24 years old. He averaged, and even then, because it sucks, he took a step back too, but he averaged 20 points with five rebounds and 3 assists, shooting 48%. So he obviously did take a step back as well. But I think once Paulo is gone and then they're solely running the offense through Franz, I think he has the potential to be like a 25 point per game scorer, like how he was just last season. He went from 19.7 to 24 back down to 20. Nah, man, it doesn't work like that. Not
Right.
with good players, not with players of that caliber. So I think once Paulo is gone, I think Franz will have the green light wholeheartedly, and I think he's going to take over in Orlando. He already had the potential. He was averaging better numbers across the board last year, 25 with 6 and 5 and a steal. So, I mean, yeah, man, like I think Paulo has to go for them to really hit that next level. That way, you know, you can have Anthony Black. He's taken a great leap. Anthony Black's been phenomenal for the Magic. The number 6 pick out of the 23 draft. So that's what I say to end it. I think Franz should be the guy, and Anthony Black should be his Robin. Absolutely.
I have other thoughts, but I'm not gonna. Again, that's
You
another
think it's like a
conversation for
rebuild
another
or
episode.
like
That's another conversation for another episode. We gotta keep this train moving. But congratulations to the 76ers. You get to play the fucking Boston Celtics. Good luck. Good luck. And then of course to close out Wednesday night, we had the Warriors and the Clippers. This was a fucking bar fight up until about the middle of the fourth quarter. About a good 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and fucking Golden State just starts raining threes, and it didn't even come from Steph. It came from Steph, but the main player that it came from, old man Al Horford, he shot the fucking lights out in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and just kind of recap, like I said, that game was back and forth, or excuse me, it was back and forth in the beginning. Then of course the Clippers, they kind of got up on the lead. It was like Clippers get the lead, the Warriors narrow the gap. Clippers get they'll extend the lead a little bit. Warriors close in, and then like I said, that fourth quarter, Warriors, it just seemed like everybody decided to just lock the fuck in from 3-point range. Whether it was Kristaps, like I said, Al Horford, then of course Steph 27 points in the second half. And shout out to Draymond because he locked Kawhi up. He locked Kawhi up. Quiet is kept. He locked Kawhi up. Anybody that wants to argue, you can go argue with your mama. He locked Kawhi up. Also, I would comment on a certain TV personality talking about Kawhi, but I'm not even buying that, because if it wasn't for Kawhi, the Clippers would have never been in this situation to begin with. And that's all I have on that. What do you have on the game, dog?
Nah, you got me intrigued, man. I was at the side today, man. I didn't get to listen to any of the reaction or
I didn't necessarily listen to it. All I had to do was read the caption, and I was just like, yeah, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. You know I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. That's just the fact that I'm like, I'm not going down that road. Like, again, if Kawhi didn't do what he did throughout the season, the Clippers would not. They wouldn't even be in the fucking plan. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I feel you on that. Because Stephen A. was talking about the Hawks and the Knicks earlier this week. And he called Jalen Johnson Josh Johnson. So I get it for sure. I get it, you know, and hey, he was caught playing solitaire, you know, during the finals of all things, you know, so
Nah,
and that was real. But nah, man, with
I ain't worried
this,
about that.
um, I mean, yeah, I mean, I thought Golden State they closed it out the way they were supposed to. I thought their championship experience shined through, especially with Al Horford. He is a champion now, of course, the former Hawk. He looked great, man, hitting three after three after three after three in the fourth quarter. He truly was the closer for Golden State. He really set the tone on both ends of the floor. It's crazy, man. He's still operating at this level as a role player at his age, man. He signed in Golden State. He might turn around and sign an extension, and they would love to have him. He's keeping himself in shape over in the
Man,
Bay.
if I'm going to State, we do this 1 year at a time, buddy.
Because I mean, he's still. It just depends. Because again, like you know, he's a grizzled veteran. He's a great locker room veteran, 100 fucking percent.
I get that. I get all of that. But again, you're old as fuck. So 1 year at a time, big dog. 1 year at
Yeah,
a
I
time.
mean, they're not gonna give him like commit, give him like a 3 year, $30 million, 10 million per year. It's not gonna be like that. But I definitely think, you know, if they drop him, another team's gonna call him 100%. They're gonna see if he can still go.
I mean, as they
But I
should.
think hell yeah, and he looked good, man. You know, the future Hall of Famer, hopefully Al Horford. He looked good, bro. He looked really good. So I must really say, man, you know, for Draymond, you know, he did lock Kawhi up. You know, he got both steals. He got the steal off the inbound and got the last steal, just ripping it from him straight up. And you saw Kawhi, he barely ran back on defense. It just was what it was, man. Like it was crazy. You know, I'm not gonna disrespect Draymond acting like it wasn't feasible. You know, he's the former defensive player of the year, one of the greatest defending big men ever. You know, so just really showed his capability. Even at his older age of 35, he is still worth the $100 million he is making from Golden State. Even at this diminished level, we know what you're not. We know what you're not getting on offense with Draymond. It's everything else that comes with the package. So, and he's still doing it, whether the playmaking, the defense, all of that. Of course, he's slowed down a little bit. But a win like last night shows why Draymond is still very much valuable, as he literally helped that team win that game. Stephen Curry did it on offense while Draymond did it on defense. So it was pretty poetic to see the two future Hall of Famers bring the game home like that. And it's crazy, you know, because Steve Kerr mentioned it. He said we're witnessing the end of a dynasty. This is what happens. And you know, we're seeing the Warriors celebrate a play-in win. We've seen them win 9 rings. They haven't been bad in like 9 years, since like 2013, 2014. And we saw them celebrating a play-in win last night. So shout out to Stephen Curry. He still very much wants to play. He had like 35 points last night, hitting 3 after 3 in the fourth quarter, like it's 2016. So it was a great game, man. I enjoyed it. It sucked for the Clippers. You know, James Harden got out of there just in time. They have lost. They're going to the offseason. It looks like Harden made the right move. And we'll see where they go from here. You know, Kawhi's gonna be 35 next year, man. He's
You have
obviously he's still playing at a high level, but I don't know if Steve Ballmer wants to build around Darius Garland, you know. So we'll see what
I
they
mean, they
do.
just traded for him, so I mean, look, that's something they
Mhm.
got to figure out. You put a lot of faith in James Harden being on the Cavs, but we'll get to that. Actually, we'll we'll get to that. Actually, we might get to that next week. We might push actual playoff talk to
That's
next
better
episode.
because that way we'll have the official seeding set. We'll know who's we'll
Yeah.
have the eighth seeds and the
Uh,
seventh.
but as far as this game goes, dog, again, you hate to play a team like Golden State because not only do they have uh not only do they have experience from plenty of players that have played in the playoffs and in championships, but they're the other guys, so to speak, they are scrappy as hell. Fucking Santos gave him 20 last night. Fucking
That's some great passes.
Pods gave him a solid 17. Like you have these players that they get out there, they know their role. Of course, you got Gary Payton II. He gets out there and plays his role. He had 6 points, but everything else that he does on the court that helps the Warriors go. So I feel like we got what's the games? They play the Suns.
Suns, Phoenix.
Oh boy,
that's gonna be a good game though.
That's gonna be a game in itself with damn Draymond and Dylan Brooks. So
Dylan Brooks, yeah.
We'll see how this one. We'll see how that turns out. We'll see how that turns out. Hold on, I'll give my prediction in just a sec. I'm gonna close out on Warriors and Clippers. With the Clippers, man. Like I said, the hell with all that shit that Stephen A is talking about. Like, again, you guys do not get, if it's not for Kawhi, you guys are not here. Like, let's keep it a buck. But it's tough. It's tough on the Clippers because of the fact that y'all fought, and I mean, unfortunately, y'all gave up that lead, and then you end up losing the game. But also, the rich got richer off of this game because with that Clippers loss, OKC gets richer in the draft. So, Jesus Christ. And somebody wants to say that that LUKA and AD trade is the worst trade of all time. This one looks, to be honest, I wouldn't have gave up that much for Paul George. But it is what it is. Hindsight being 2020, Jesus, this is by far the worst trade.
Do you think Shea
the worst trade?
Do you think Shea would have turned into SGA if he was in LA? If he just developed in LA year after year?
It depends on if they would have gave him the chance. But when you have Kawhi, when you already have Kawhi, and that's who they're looking to build off of, like the circumstances have to change. So it has to be, well, SGA, we're going to make you our point guard. But I don't think SGA becomes SGA with the Clippers. It's pretty much a James Harden deal.
Right.
How we saw glimpses that James Harden can put the ball in the basket at OKC.
6 man.
James Harden didn't become James Harden until he got to Houston. Like, that's when we saw James Harden fully unlocked, and that's what we've seen with SGA. Once he left and got to OKC, it's like, yo, we're gonna unlock your full potential and let you do what you do. And we've seen it. He might be the next back-to-back MVP this year. Like, but from looking at the entire picture, like, we don't get SGA if he's only way we get SGA the way we got him now is if Kawhi Leonard's not there and they're like, yo, we see your potential and we're gonna make sure we unlock that potential. That's the only way we get that if he's still with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I mean, I see it because it's crazy, like how that just changed everything. Like the Clippers got nothing out of that. They got nothing. Like Paul George came over.
Hey, crazy as hell. You're only going to give me Paul? What? Never mind. I was about to go on a tangent. I'm going to reframe. Go ahead. My bad.
No, you're good. I was going to say Steve Ballmer. He was just putting so much pressure on the front office to win, man. He wanted to win. And that's back when they were still in the crypto. They wouldn't even have the Intuit Dome yet. So I think he was just really hungry, man. He was just and it bit him in the ass, man. All he had to do was just wait about 3 more years. And
that's what happens when you're a billionaire. You just start throwing money at shit.
You know, he's
Yeah,
like the
hoping shit
richest owner by
sticks.
like a country mile. He's like his
Oh
net worth
yeah.
is like $100 billion. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he
crazy
fucking
shit.
used to work
Yeah.
at Microsoft. So I'm like he was like, I forget what his title was at Microsoft, but like he was at the top. So, but yeah, I'm like, when you're most billionaires who do not give a damn about whatever, they're just gonna throw money at shit and hope shit sticks. And that's what we've seen with the Clippers. Hence the reason why you have the whole issue with Kawhi getting this money, getting this under the table, this money tree with the money trees. Like, you're
The
finding ways
aspiration.
to throw,
Yeah.
you're finding ways to fucking throw money at shit, and shit's not sticking. And but that's also an issue with a lot of these organizations. Y'all are not willing to get a group of these players. Some of them, guess what? You're going to have to develop them. You're going to have to develop them. If you don't already have your superstars, you're just going to have to develop the team. Golden State was able to do it. We watched Golden State, like we talked about it before. Golden State was able to take. The one thing is, you have to draft well. If you draft well and you can put these pieces together, guess what? You'll be able to develop the team that you want, and then bring in other pieces like a Golden State, like a OKC. Like, but the thing is, you have to have patience, and if you don't have the patience, you're going to do what a lot of these owners do, and that's fucking make these random, get their GMs to make these random trades, bring these players in, fucking throw money here, throw money there, and hope that you can win the damn championship. And that's not the case half the time. Like, there has to be you have to have some type of strategy, and you have to be willing to stick with the timeline. If you don't have a fucking timeline, then you're just doing this shit just to be doing it.
What's the young core? Nah, actually, not even now. What's your favorite? Like, this will be the last question before we leave. What was your favorite team that you saw build throughout the years, like that, like struggling, drafting, and then winning?
Of course, the Bulls was one. That was with Jordan. Like, you see Jordan. Well,
I mean, 84.
Jordan's the anomaly, but when they draft Pippen, that was
87.
the start. That was the start of it. That was the start of, okay, now we have two players. They can play with each other. They coincide with each other. Now let's build around them. They did that. Of course, we mentioned the Warriors. I'm trying to think. You had teams like the Blazers back in the day. The Blazers, yeah, you had the Spurs, but you had the Trailblazers. If anybody my age remembers, from a video game standpoint, we had Bulls versus Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back and look at that team was well constructed. They had Clyde. They ended up getting Terry. You get Terry Porter. You get Kevin Duckworth. You get Cliff Robinson. Like, you get all of these players, and all these players fit. Like, they built a team, and granted, they didn't win a championship, but they were a legit contender year after year after year.
Right.
So, hell, the Supersonics with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, they built that team. You get
Deadlift strength.
right. So you have Gary Payton. You have, excuse me, Jesus. You have Sean Kemp. And like you said, you get Detlef Schrempf. You get Sam Perkins. You get a Nate McMillan. Like, you get all these pieces, and you put them. You construct a team, and boom, you have a contending team. Like, again, yes, some of this shit is done through free agency, but some of this stuff is done. A lot of this is done through the draft, and it's making the right choices in the draft. If you make the right choices in the draft, you can configure everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, the league now looks a hell of a lot younger, because now we're in this transition period where we have LeBron, KD, Steph, Kawhi, Paul George. Like, we have all these older we have all these older players that are slowly ushering out, by will by will or by force, but like we have these players that are preparing to, they're at the end of the road, so to speak. And now we have this new group of younger players with your Jaylen Browns, your Jason Tatums, LUKA, freaking
SGA.
SGA. Like you have all these younger players now that are in the league, and it's like, yo, it's our time. And now we're starting to get that again. Like again, we have to start over. Essentially, like in a sense, we're starting over, and it's just now we have all the names. It's just the fact that it just looks different because of the fact that the so-called face of the league is not the necessarily face. Like we don't have a actual face of the league. We have faces of the league. We have multiple faces of the league. So again, it'll be interesting to see as we move forward. As we move forward, once these older players, once they retire and once the league, makes that next change into what we have now, it'll be interesting to see what we get, and especially what we're getting out of college. So, and that's just not this upcoming draft. These are the drafts that we get afterwards. But again, a conversation needs to be had with that as well. A serious conversation. And that, to be honest,
you mean like
that
NIL or like?
No, we're just talking about fucking players being developed.
Where, yeah.
Just players understanding the game before they get to the next level. And I'm not even talking about the NBA, whether it's from high school to college or college to the NBA. Like from high school to college, you should know there should be a certain amount of basketball that you know. From college to the NBA, there should be a certain amount of basketball you should know about. So by the time you get to the NBA, it's supposed to be a plug and play outside of depending on what team you go to and what coach you play for. But overall, again, when I saw a couple of years ago when Antoine Jameson was sitting there he was on somebody's podcast and he was saying like they legit have to teach players how to fucking do a simple pick and roll or defend the pick and roll or teach them what a fucking 2-3 zone is. Like, dude, 2-3 zone, I've learned that shit in fucking junior high. I've known now zone, to me, zone is for suckers, but still. I've known I say that just because the game is more man to man.
What's that?
In the league. But
you rarely see zones for sure. In playoffs, you'll see a zone. That's also
yeah. I mean that's more so a strategic thing. That's also a running joke that's also a running joke that I do anyway. So, but yeah, I'm like, when you're having to teach players in the NBA this shit, there's a problem, and that problem goes all the way back to the very beginning in junior high and high school. So these are conversations that need to be had, and conversation that we can have, during the off season, whatever. But it's just more so the way the league looks, this space and pace basketball. We're getting a lot of injuries. That's another thing that can be talked about. The amount of injuries that are in the league, and again, that actually starts from a younger age because of the amount of basketball that's played. Right. Again, all of this stuff has to be looked at, but the league's in a good spot just on the strength that the amount of stars that we have. And granted, we don't necessarily, like I said, we don't have a face. We have faces of the league. And to me, that's still a good thing because we know who these faces are. We know who they are. We know what they do. and we get excited to watch them play. So look, hell, they got me to the point where I actually might pick a team next year to legit root for. That's where I'm at with it.
Do you think you would ride for that team, or would you just pick a team here and there every season, or would you make
no.
that
Once if I pick this team, I'm gonna ride it out until they piss me off.
Mm-hmm. You should pick a rebuilding team though. That's fun. Like it's fun when you get to like witness.
I
like,
mean,
how
I
you
have
said.
my player. Well, I have multiple players that I like, but I have like one or two players that I'm really high on, where I'm like, yeah, I might root for that team because of said player, like I did with KG. KG was just, like I said, KG's always been my favorite player outside of Michael Jordan. And it was just something about KG that I was like, yo, I like his game. I like the type of game that he plays. He's loud, he's physical, and he can do guard type stuff on the court. So it's just those type of players that I see. I'm like, you know what? I'll rock with that player. So I'm gonna rock with it. So yes, I was a Timberwolves fan until he left the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
And I still kind of low key rooted for the Timberwolves even after he left, even though then after a while it was like, oh,
because Kevin Love got drafted like in 2008. So yeah,
but KG was still in the league, so I was still following KG.
it's so funny. They went from Kevin Garnett to Kevin Love. It's so funny. Yeah, man. I just wanted to get your take on that. That's it.
Yeah,
Just really wanted to see that.
But yeah, we were going to discuss the actual playoffs, but we do, like I said, we do want to go ahead and let the play-ins go ahead and finish. So we'll go ahead and end this episode tonight. We greatly appreciate any and everybody that pulled up tonight. Thank you so much for pulling up. For the viewers, the QR code is up, so please hit that QR code. Hit us up on socials. Go to our YouTube page. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, get us in the algorithms, as my good brother Jay would say. Again, tell a friend to tell their mama and them to pull up.
Yep.
Tell your mama and them, hey, y'all mama love me. Y'all just don't know it yet. But before we sign off, you got anything else, Antoine?
Man, just all glory to God. Blessed to do this. I'm happy you're feeling better from your back. That's it, man. Big games this weekend. Just happy the Hawks can just sit on the bench and relax right now. So
hey, y'all don't have it. Don't let's not act like y'all got it safe. Let's not act like y'all got it safe for the playoffs.
Best believe it. Like, we've been waiting for that shit all week. I see all these ESPN pundits. It's like a clean sweep. Like no one out of 15 journalists is picking the Atlanta Hawks. Y'all
gotta look. You and Garrett gotta make y'all case. Y'all gotta make y'all case next week.
That's what moments like this are for, to gain respect, and hopefully that's what's gonna happen. So
y'all gotta rep for your squad.
That's it. Most stuff. Pleasure to be here. Always.
But absolutely, man. Greatly appreciate everybody pulling up, and we will holler at y'all next week. Oh yeah, shout out to our dog. Garrett. He couldn't be here tonight. I forgot to mention it earlier in the show, but of course it's all love. We love our guy. We appreciate our guy. Shout out to you, Garrett. And we'll holler at y'all next week.
One band, one sound. They gave me my theme music.